End of the heat, this is the way the points list looks. And of course, it's those points that are going to determine the positions on the grid. And with 3 wins under his belt, Bert Finnegan in car number 55, scoring 30 points, must be in with a good chance. The man who'll be alongside him is the reigning world champion Len Wolfenden and local driver Gerald Taylor. He's only on the 2nd row, so he's got a good prospect as well. Further back, starman Willie Harrison in number 2 can be relied on to put in a good performance. Another local driver, John Toulson, will be in there, hoping that he can be in at the finish. The lower scorers there, well, we've got John Dowson in car number 294. 10 points he managed to clock up with a couple of useful back places. And Gordon Forster, he scored 5. To end the lineup at the back, Pete Morton in 132 and Ray Tilsley will have the disadvantage of starting right at the back of this very impressive grid. And Roger Thames is down waiting for us now on the start line.
Well, as we expected, Len Wolfenden's right there on the front row. Alongside him, though, Bert Finnegan from Leek, who's been setting all the standards. 3 firsts so far, Bert. You couldn't do much better than that.
No, I can't grumble at that. It's a very good position to start off with.
And you haven't been to Hartlepool for a couple of years. You don't seem to have forgotten your way around the track.
No, it's a nice little track. I like coming up here, but it's such a long way for me from Leek Light.
Is the Wolf the man to beat?
It is a doubt. A race in dough till flag's over, though.
Best of luck, anyway. Well, the man carrying the local hopes will surely be Gerald Taylor, right behind him, number 250. A first and 2 seconds so far. Gerald, you must be pleased with that.
Very pleased indeed, yes. If that can go as well in this final, I'll be quite happy.
And obviously, the local crowd behind you on your own track.
Oh yes, I get a good support of the crowd around here. And I know the track pretty well, so I'll be trying till the end.
Well, a great racing prospect then. We can go back now for the start and join Nigel King.
And after all the trials and tribulations of the heat, finally that green flag goes down on the 1982 Daily Mirror British Stock Car Drivers' Championship. And with the start lineup on the grid being determined by the points gained in those earlier heats, we've got some of the top drivers in the country right on the very front of the grid. And of course, the very man who should have been out there defending the title today, former world champion Stuart Smith, got himself an injury at Bradford on Friday night, and he's joining me here in the commentary box. And as you can see at the moment, we've got 190, the reigning world champion Len Wolfenden out there, and right on his tail is car number 160, Andy Stott. How do you fancy it at the moment, Stu?
Well, I should think at the moment that Len Wolfenden is definitely got a good chance of winning this. He stuck the bumper in early on there and got pushed Finnegan wide, and it really looks as though he's got a really good chance of winning it, although you can't discount Andy Stott, who's right behind him now, but there's a long way to go yet.
OK, will Andy be quite happy to use the bumper on the back of that 190 car, do you think?
Yes, I do, yes.
He won't mind pushing him out?
That's correct.
OK, well, we'll wait and see what happens. This is the man who's up front at the moment then. Accomplished driver, experienced driver, knows his way around this track, and of course he's got the advantage of starting up front. So there we are, 190, Len Wolfenden, the reigning world champion, 160, Andy Stott in 2nd place, 55, Bert Finnegan is 3rd. The guy who won the European Championship some 3 weeks ago down at Brayfield, 199, Mike Close, is in 4th place. Behind him comes our local lad, 250 Gerald Taylor, and then going back a little further, we've got the 304 car of Dave Mellor. So that's the leading group at the moment. "25 laps is the distance. So there's a long way to go yet. And in a moment or two, the leading group will begin to come up behind some of the slower back market cars, and that really is where the test comes. Looking for the gaps, looking for the chances, but at the moment, Len Wolfenden is still there, and Andy Stott is still sitting on his tail. Now, Andy Stott getting a little closer, putting the pressure on psychologically, if not physically. Wolfenden a little wide coming around that turn. Do you think Andy Stott is going to be happy to sit there for a few more laps, or is he the sort of driver who will want to get Len Wolfenden out of the way early on, Stu?
I would think Andrew will just stop there until the latter half of the race, because if you pass Len Wolfenden and give him a chance, he'll have you out. He's a true stock car driver, and you've just got to watch what you're doing. I think that's why Andrew is just stopping behind him for the moment.
Right. But Andy Stott there, of course, in 2nd place, right behind him, has of course got 55 Bert Finnegan. There he is, and I think in a minute or two we'll perhaps see Bert Finnegan beginning to close in. on the back end of the 160 car. So the first three now tight together. 190 Len Wolfenden, 160 Andy Stott, and 55 Bert Finnegan. Taking it easy, the lap's ticking away. 13 of them have gone now, so we're just on halfway, a fraction over halfway as Len Wolfenden comes past one of the slower back marker cars, getting the Union Jack there to indicate that he's the leader. So the 1, 2, 3 is still the same. 190 Len Wolfenden, 160 Andy Stott, 55 Bert Finnegan. Then we go back to 199 Mike Close is in the next place. Then it's 304 Dave Mellors. 53 is tucked in behind. Next is John Blunt. 15 laps gone. 10 more to go now. Now a little bit of a gap is beginning to open out between, and Andy Stott there in a little bit of bother. He's got himself wide there, and Bert Finnegan was nearly had a chance, in fact, to go through there. What happened there, Stu, do you think? Andy got a bit excited, went in a bit too fast.
Yes, I think so. Although...
Here it comes again. Look, exactly the same thing. I wonder if there's trouble with that car, because Andy Stott seemed to give way very, very easily there. Bert Finnegan had no trouble getting through, and that was really a repeat of what happened just now.
That's correct, yeah. That's what you call sticking the bumper in. That's what stock car racing is all about.
So Len Wolfenden there, of course, able to benefit by the fact that while the second and third men were fiddling about, sorting themselves out, he was able to, of course, make a little more speed and widen that gap even more. 18 laps gone, 19 coming up now, 5 more laps to go in a moment or two. And this is the man who's still in the lead, 190. Our local lad, Gerald Taylor, a bit further back in 250. He's some way down the field. He's about 8th or 9th at the moment, still trying to make up ground, but he's got a lot to do to get up back with those speeders. So here's Len Wolfenden then, now some 30-40 yards clear of second place man 55 Bert Finnegan. 160 Andy Stott is still there third, and 199 Mike Close is fourth. Well, it's beginning to look, Stu, as if Len Wolfenden's going to add this title to the ones he's already got.
Yes, I would think so. He's now got himself in his stride. His tyres are not getting too hot. He's not burning any rubber, and he's really going well. And Finnegan and Stotty are racing the lives out there, and they just don't seem to be catching him.
Right. Well, that's it. There's 190. There's 160. Andy Stott. Sitting on the tail now of Bert Finnegan. He made that mistake and got out a little wide, let Bert Finnegan through, and I think he's really going to find it very difficult to get back now, and I really, at this stage of the race, can't see either of them getting past the reigning world champion, 190 Len Wolfenden, inside his final lap now. There he is, looking all set now to take this Daily Mirror British Stock Car Drivers' Championship. The checkered flag is at the ready. He comes off the final turn, smoke coming up from the tyres. It looks as if that final lap came not a moment too soon as he crosses the line to become the champion. 190 Len Wolfenden is the winner. In second place, number 55, Bert Finnegan. Third was Andy Stott in car number 160. And further back, we've got 199 Mike Close in fourth place. There's the second place, 55, Bert Finnegan. Drove well, took advantage of the error made by 160 Andy Stott when he went wide to get up there and take the second place. And there's the man who had to be content with third at the end of the day. But the man who is now going to add another title to those he already holds is this man here, 190, reigning world champion and now British Stock Car Drivers' Champion, Len Wolfenden.
So the Wolf does it again and picks up the only major trophy he'd never won. Well, we hope you've enjoyed Stocks from Hartlepool. We'll say goodbye now, but we leave you with the 1982 British Drivers' Champion, Len Wolfenden.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are